Trump is doing everything in his power to bait black people, and it's only getting worse because black people aren't falling for anything at all right now.
Trump went on Fox News and basically said, we shouldn't have kicked the immigrants out. The farmers ain't got nobody. The inner city people ain't gonna do it, so we need to bring them back.
Sending them back, and then they're schooling, they're learning, they're coming in legally. We have a lot of that going on. But we're taking care of our farmers. We can't let our farmers not have anybody, these are these people, that you can't replace them very easily. People that live in the inner city are not doing that.
Damn right the people in the inner city ain't doing that work. He basically thought he was going to deport everybody and then we was going to go back in those fields. What the hell this man was thinking? Those days is over and they ain't coming back. Now he want to think about bringing the immigrants back because farmers are struggling. You should have thought about that beforehand. You already knew these people wasn't going to survive because you took away they people to help run their shit.
Donald Trump made a statement that he might allow the migrants that are in prison to go work on farms. I mean, some of them were working on the farm as that was their choice. Not all of them. Some of them were working at Home Depot. Some of them were working in a hotel. Most of them were working, doing various jobs. Now he's saying he's going to release them to go work on the farms and let the farmer take responsibility of the migrants. They're going to call it owner responsibility. They should call it MDS, modern day slavery, because that's what that would be. And that's what it will be, a modern day slavery, point blank, period.
Check this video out.
That are very difficult to do and very complex, but it works really well. We're sending them back, and then they're schooling, they're learning, they're coming in legally. We have a lot of that going on, but we're taking care of our farmers. We can't let our farmers not have anybody, these are these people that you can't replace them very easily. People that live in the inner city are not doing that work. They're just not doing that work. And they've tried, we've tried, everybody tried. They don't do it. These people do it naturally. I said, what happens if they...
Once again, leave it up to the Trump administration to continuously leave dog whistles for the red media. Continues to show us time and time again what they really think about people of color, black and brown individuals, and women. What does he mean by inner city? What does he mean that these people naturally have the ability to work in fields and in the agricultural industry? Nothing new here, just same Trump administration tactics of dog whistles and symbolic racism. Once again, the Trump administration shows this time and time again. And honestly, I think it's quite intellectually insulting for them to assume that these tactics will just go over our heads.
Trump just proved it. As soon as mostly white, wealthy farmers and hotel owners had their exploitative labor practices threatened, Trump flipped like that, announcing today, Thursday, June 12th, that they will be making major changes to their immigration enforcement of farm workers and hotel and leisure workers.
Farmers are being hurt badly by, they have very good workers. They've worked for them for 20 years. They're not citizens, but they've turned out to be, great. I have an order on that pretty soon, I think. We can't do that to our farmers, and leisure too, hotels.
Cut to Stephen Miller dry heaving in the corner. How is MAGA going to react to this, y'all? It is very clear that the problem Trump created is getting out of control. And so now he's going to change course. He's attempting to make some kind of logical or economic argument about immigrant labor when he and his team have spent years making a racist argument about immigrants, telling the American people how dangerous immigrants are. And I don't know how easily you can put that racist genie back in the bottle.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel once again. Now, for a very long time, majority of the white farmers, the MAGA farmers in America, they have been really suffering because of the bad choice they did. We all know the white farmers, they went ahead and voted for deportation. They went ahead and voted against their own interest. After voting for deportation, we have been seeing their workers, they have been deported, and also majority of their workers, they have not been showing in the farms. This has led to a majority of the MAGA farmers starting going bankrupt, and also majority of them, they have been crying because they have been losing crops. The crops, they are being rottening in the farms, and there is no one who is coming to pick that crop. We have been seeing majority of the white farmers that have gone to an extent of start begging the black people to come and work in their farms, but the black people, they have been refusing to go and work in the white farms. And right now, we are now seeing that Donald Trump, he has come out and begged black workers to return to the field, and this has made the people to know that these people, they have started to regret, because of these people, they voted for deportation. And also right now, there is a food crisis worsening in their families. You have the white farmers, they are instantly regret deportation as food crisis worsen. So kindly guys, I want you to watch this compilation of videos from the MAGA farmers, white farmers regretting their vote. And also we are seeing right now Donald Trump, he's coming out and beg black workers to come and work in their field. So kindly guys, watch this compilation of video, then I'll be back with more comment. I'm your host Dash Lifestyle. Kindly remember to give a video a thumbs up, and remember this video, it is only for educational purposes. All credit goes to the original creator of the video.
Trump is doing everything in his power to bait black people, and it's only getting worse because black people aren't falling for anything at all right now. To the point where now you're just about to deploy the National Guard in Washington, D.C., where there's a high black population, especially a high black homeless population, because you want black people in the streets protesting so you can enact martial law. We all know it. We all know it. Because the thing is, when white people have been protesting, and all of these protests have been so civil, none of them have even been streamed on TV because they're not violent. They don't get violent with white people. But they have no problem getting violent with black people. And they know if they can get black people out to protest and to fight for our rights yet again, they can enact martial law and they can throw us all in jail if we ever think of rebelling. And I'm not living in a military city. No offense, but I don't respect any authority at all whatsoever. That's my issue. I'm also not afraid of cops. I'm not afraid of the military. I've had cops with guns in my faces. I've had cops with giant horses and guns in my faces while I protested before. I will have a traffic stop and there will be multiple cops that get out for me at a traffic stop. And I've never been scared of y'all, because the thing is, y'all get off on people being scared. That's the only way y'all can't get me. Like, none of you bitches scare me. Y'all are like my little brother with his toy gun. Like, oh my god, you're gonna get me. Like, quit playing with your food and just do what you want to do. But everybody else is just a chess piece. Everybody else is. The only group that he's actually after is black people. That's why he's deporting Latinos, because who's gonna work in the fields now? With black female unemployment rate reaching an all-time high. That's why he's cutting Medicaid. That's why you're trying to regulate food stamps. That's why you cut the weather service. That's why you cut the only accessible piece of media to every single child in the country, poor and rich. He literally said, he was like, they were on a farm and he was talking about farmer responsibility, as in people could live on these farms with these farmers and they could just build property on the land and people could live here and work on the fields. Does that not sound familiar? Make America Great Again is bringing back slavery, bringing back black people in shackles. That's all it is. That's literally everything. And I think he knows that black people aren't falling for it, which is why he's getting more intense and more aggressive with his tactics. Because black people aren't falling for anything right now. We're not protesting. We're not fighting. We're just minding our business. So, good luck.
So Donald Trump, not in these exact words, but basically admitted this week that a lot of the things that he's been doing, a lot of the policies, a lot of the executive orders that he's been signing off on was all made with the intention of getting black people back into the field. It was made with the intention of getting black people back into the field. All right, so on Tuesday, Donald Trump made an appearance, right, on CNBC's Squawk Box. And on that platform, he actually made a lot of commentary in regards to the situation with the deportations, migrant workers, the state of America's agriculture, and he made comments on inner city people not doing farm work. I want you to always remember that when they mention inner city, that means black. In Donald Trump's exact words, people that live in the inner city are not doing that work. They've tried. We've tried. Everybody tried. They don't do it. These people do it naturally. Naturally. They don't get a bad back because if they get a bad back, they die. He also went on to say that they are very, very, very special people and they cannot be easily replaced. Remember what I said, anytime that they mention the words inner city people, inner city communities, inner city neighborhoods, that's black. That's code for black. Black, blackity black, okay? Black people. And it is because of that exact commentary that it reconfirms for me, okay? Not confirms, but reconfirms, meaning that I already knew. But it reconfirms that the plan from the very beginning with these executive orders, right, was to further destabilize black communities, further destabilize poor communities, but black mainly, so that you could put pressure on these communities so that you could get them to go back into the field, right? And then once you get them back in the field, bingo, you've made America great again. Modern game that you want to play. Since we are the most valuable player on the scoreboard, we will remove ourselves and let's see if this game is still going to continue. And that's in fact what we're seeing right now. Donald Trump thought that by forcing all of these other people out, taking away our Medicaid, doing all of these things to further destabilize our community, that we would conform, that we would just do what he wants us to do, what the whites of this world, what white supremacy wants us to do. But black people decided to pull a Uno reverse and they did nothing, which is something that they're not used to black people doing. They're used to black people having this spirit of rebellion, having this spirit of revolution. But instead, black people decided that, you know what, I'm going to preserve my energy for me and my people, but I'm also going to remove myself from this game entirely. And now everything is starting to crumble. The way that the America agriculture is taking a huge hit right now because of Donald Trump and his deportations. Like, I don't think that you understand how much America survives off of the labor of undocumented workers. And when I say y'all, I mean all the other races. Black people knew, because black people were telling you. They told you, don't do this. Don't do this, because we're not going back in the field. Don't do this, but y'all didn't listen. And just to put into retrospect of how important undocumented migrant workers are to the agriculture economy here in America, the U.S. Department of Agriculture reports that roughly 42% of crop workers are undocumented, with nearly 70% being foreign-born. This labor is essential in states like California and Texas, where up to 80% of farm workers lack legal status. Donald Trump signed off on a lot of these executive orders back in January. It is now August, and in between that time, he has done a parade of chaotic shit, trying to put pressure on the black community, but the black community has refused to fold. They have not folded. And it's not just the black community, but the legal Hispanic community here, the legal Latinos here, the Browns, and every other race that sees what this administration has been trying to do from the very beginning. They have not folded. And because of that, everything that he has signed off on in January is starting to bite him in the ass in August. And to all of you people out there that had so much to say in regards to the black community and the 92% and them actually deciding to stand down and not participate, to not get involved, to protect their peace, all of the critiques that you had on their decision, let this be your business. You had so much to say in regards to our decision and wanting to stand the fuck back and deciding to remove ourselves from this entire game altogether, right? Now you see that black people, they knew, they told you were going to need these people because they weren't doing it anymore. They told you they wasn't going to do it anymore. You still got rid of them people. You still got rid of the migrants. You still did and went through with the mass deportations, and now you guys want food. But you thought that the black people was going to get into the field. No, they wasn't going to do it. They wasn't going to do it. They wasn't going to do it. And now you see why they decided from the very beginning, oh, I see how this is going to play out. Exit stage left.
To all the people Trump deported, y'all should be proud. Because Trump just said on Fox Live and said the quiet part out loud. Huh? To all the people Trump deported, y'all should be proud because Trump just said on Fox Live and said the quiet part out loud. Trump just said, I kicked all of them out too fast. We thought once we kicked them out, all the people in urban communities, aka black people, was going to get back in these fields. Trump, what the hell you thought this was? Selma? Hell no, we ain't doing that. Nigga, we'll sell t-shirts on our truck before we do that. I hope that wasn't part of the game plan originally. Trump said, listen, we got to get some of the people that we kicked out of the country back. We got to get them back legally. We'll give them their papers and all. We ain't got no damn farmers. You didn't think about this before you kicked them out? Huh? Listen, the last people who were doing that, their last name was Tubman and shit like that. We ain't into that no more. We got black businesses. We'll figure it out here. Okay, we'll buy a couple stamps. We ain't doing that. Listen, to all the African people, Haitian, Spanish, whoever got kicked out of the country, even people who was doing good in their country in England and British people, listen, he needs y'all back. He ain't think about it. This is your time to get your paperwork together and come back legally so that way nobody can mess with y'all for generations to come, okay? Trump said, listen, I thought about it. I kicked y'all out. But our economy wasn't ready for that. The economy said, oh, wait a minute, nigga. Oh, this ain't that type of party. Okay? So now he's working on getting them back. Now, Trump did say some wild stuff about, he asked some farmers what happened if they back break. I'm not even repeating that whole joke because it's kind of crazy. But Trump, I don't think nobody proofread what he got to say. I don't think he read none of the stuff that they tell him to say. I think he just say whatever come to mind. Listen. Trump said he got to get the illegals back so they can be legal, okay? I'm just here to bring y'all the news. I'm just a messenger.
Donald Trump made a statement that he might allow the migrants that are in prison to go work on farms. I mean, some of them were working on the farm as that was their choice. Not all of them. Some of them were working at Home Depot. Some of them were working in a hotel. Most of them were working, doing various jobs. Now he's saying he's going to release them to go work on the farms and let the farmer take responsibility of the migrants. They're going to call it owner responsibility. They should call it MDS, modern day slavery, because that's what that would be. And that's what it will be, a modern day slavery, point blank period. I'm not quite sure why you think farmers should be in charge or, in control of anybody. They were working on the farm on their own. Some of them, not all of them, on their own. You guys decide to round them up and lock them up. Now you pondering on the idea to release them to go work on the farms and have the farmer be in control or in charge of them. That should be modern day slavery. That's what that is. To us black folks, that's screaming slavery. So the idea of that, I just think it's a crock of doo-doo shit, my opinion, here. But, you see, we're in trouble, America, any brown, black, anybody that's, not a white man, we are in trouble. This thing is going way too far. And unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be reversed anytime soon. Anyway, you guys have a blessed day. All right? Give me your comments. Take care. Bye-bye.
Trump basically tells Fox News that he regrets busting down on the immigrants and sending them back home because his farmers now need help. And all I can say is I knew he was going to regret this shit because there's no person really working harder than an immigrant due to the simple fact that they're on a mission. They're on a mission. They come to this country just to work. Immigrant is probably the hardest working person you know. Hands down. No ifs or buts about it. And it's just like they was not bothering you. I knew in the end time you were going to need these people to take care of life in America. If you really think about it, who are building these bridges that we drive on? Immigrants. Who are building these houses? Immigrants. Who are cutting the grass? Immigrants. So now that your farmers are in need, you want to double down and say, oh, we're going to bring back the immigrants and make sure they come legally. It's not easy to get rid of them while you try to challenge the situation. Don't bring them back now. You broke up happy homes because you hated immigrants. But now that you're in need and you thought the black people was going to enslave and help your farmers, which they're not. This is not back in the day. They barely want to work. Don't bring the immigrants back now.
Y'all listen to what this man is saying. Just listen. I'll be back.
But we're taking care of our farmers. We can't let our farmers not have anybody. These people you can't replace them very easily. People that live in the inner city are not doing that work. They're just not doing that work. And they've tried. We've tried. Everybody tried. They don't do it. These people do it naturally. I said, what happens if they get it to a farmer the other day? What happens if they get a bad back? He said, they don't get a bad back, sir, because if they get a bad back, they die. I said, that's interesting, isn't it? These are very, in many ways, they're very, very special people.
First of all, who are these people? Let's address that first. Who are these people? Then you go on to say the people in the inner city are just not going to do their work. You damn right we not doing their work. You think you was going to deport people and then have the inner city come out and work in fields and become new farmers? This is not the 60s, the 50s. We are not. Don't piss me off. Now you want to backtrack and say, oh, we're going to get y'all back and y'all can come and go to school and all. Now, some people may want to come back just because they want to be in the United States to do God's work, because that's just what they do. They're natural born workers. But then again, I would let him know, if I was deported and then you asked me to come back to do work for you or just the States, period. Oh, baby, I'm going to need a lifetime supply of citizenship. You're going to have to up the ante on the pay. I need to be living comfortably. I shouldn't have to work from sun up to sundown and just make a few bucks a day. Like, farmers are not making that kind of money. Now, if you thought that inner city was going to get out there and do some work, you out your rabbit. Have a good day.
Back to their country with a pass back in legally, and we're doing things that are.
People don't realize how much we need the immigrants. They don't understand. This man literally done went and deported these people out of the United States. And he thought we was going to go and do their job. Baby, excuse me. We're not doing We're not doing that. Now he want to bring them back legally with education and all this other stuff. He's saying that they can't replace them. First of all, Hispanics are the best people. Literally, I don't care if it's Mexicans, Guatemalans, whatever. They gonna get that job done, and they gonna get it done right. And it's not gonna take them all year to do it. And they don't charge an arm and a leg to do it. They just want to get the job done. But first of all, how can this red orange man with his bad toupee deport all these people? But his wife is from a different country. Now make that make sense. Can somebody explain that to me? Because you're trying to deport all the people that you claim is illegal, and the people that are legal, you're trying to deport them out. Why you didn't deport your wife out? Now you found out that you can't do that. You ain't got it like you thought you had it. Now you paying more money because now you got to get them legalized. You got to get them citizenship. You got to do all that. That shit is not cheap. So it backfired on you. You thought you was doing something smart. It actually backfired on you. I need for you, sir, with the orange face, I need for you, before you open your mouth, think about it before you even write it down. Think about it before you say it. Because a lot of stuff that you be saying don't be making no sense. It makes sense to you in your head, but it don't make sense to nobody else. That was the craziest move. We've been trying to tell you, don't do that. That's why they been as long as they have, because they are a main ingredient that we need in the U.S. I know that sounds weird, but they are like valuable. We need them. So therefore, since we need them, leave them people alone. Let them people be great. Let them do what they do. Now you got to turn around all them people you deported. Now you got to bring them back. Not only bring them back, or better yet, you got to find out how to bring them back. Now you got to give them citizenship. Now you say you want to educate them. I'm going to need for you to get your life together, sir. How many more years we got? I'm going to need for you to get your life together. Leave these people alone. Mind your business. Mind the business that pay you. And if you're going to deport anybody, it should be your wife. It shouldn't be nobody else. These people ain't bothering you. They minding their business, living their life, enjoying life, having a ball. And you trying to get these people out of here. Leave them folks alone. Leave them people alone. Get your corner. Go sit in the damn corner. Put your nose in the corner too. Don't come back out. Just get it together. How many more years we got?
Trump is a liar. He is not just going after illegal immigrants. He is going after green card holders, asylum seekers, visa holders, people with temporary status. Not only are all of those people being affected, but legal immigrants, people who have lived in our country for decades, are also being targeted. And to make matters even worse, when immigrants are showing up to their court dates, ICE is detaining them while they're leaving the facility. We want them to follow the law, but when they follow the law, we're going to deport them? It was obviously never about deporting illegal criminals, because if it was, they wouldn't be showing up to people's workplaces, right? It was always about Trump not wanting a certain demographic in our country, and that's the bottom line.
Imagine loving Trump more than your own family. This is the case with me, and I know I'm not the only one. I have MAGA family members, people that swear that what he's doing is the right thing for the United States. Disregarding law, disregarding the Constitution, they will defend their position that Donald Trump is an effective and a great leader. They don't call me. They don't ask how I'm doing. They know where I live and they know what I'm about. And yet they don't give me a single phone call. They don't text me. And everything that they have sent to me has been through social media. I've even had to block certain family members. And these are family members who've seen me grow. These are family members that were there when I was born. These were family members who my own family took in, who accepted them as part of our family. These are the same family members that'll turn around and say that what immigration and what ICE is doing is correct. These are the same family members that love the economy and what they're doing. These are the same family members that won't even send a text message to see if I'm okay, to know about how the protests are going. Shit, even things about the LA fires and things that are happening in California. They don't call, they don't hit me up, they don't do anything except criticize me and tell me that what I'm doing is not right and it's anti-American, threatening me, making sure that I feel unwanted and unloved in their circle of friends, in their circle of family. I know I'm not the only one, so share this to someone who needs to hear that they are not alone.
Like, I know everybody's life is busy, but do you ever just like sit back and think like, wow, there's really people masked up in all army gear, just literally hiding in like Penske trucks, just trying to run and catch up as many people as they can so they can put them in a camp somewhere in Africa. That's the reality. That's what's going on right now. That's not a conspiracy. Like, hopefully I don't get in trouble for saying that, but that's what's happening. There already is what could be defined as a concentration camp in Florida, Alligator Alcatraz, right? That is actively storing people right now in unsafe conditions and the crazy Florida weather. Democrats are giving limited access to these facilities, so we don't even really know what's going on in there. But any Democrat that got in to like an Alligator Alcatraz or any other kind of Trump era immigration facility said that the people were in there begging for mercy. And you right now can go join ICE, literally. And they'll take literally anybody, okay? They've just lessened the age limit so you can be older and still be an ICE agent, right? They'll let you mask up. They'll let you tackle immigrants to the ground. I don't know what they're paying, and you know where I think this is going? I wouldn't be surprised if the Trump administration started offering rewards for turning in immigrants. This was the style in 1930s Germany where they incentivized you for snitching on your neighbors by giving you points with the state. You know, maybe they give you a little stipend for saying, hey, the dishwasher at my job is an illegal immigrant. And you know what? Even if they were successful and just like stripping these people of their humanity even more, that's not going to change the fact that there's tens of millions of them here. Okay. There are undocumented people that have been here longer than I've been alive. Okay. The immigration system is politicians' fault. Okay. It's not the poor people that can't afford anything's fault. Okay. It's the people in power always. If the people in power tell you that the people with no power are at fault, then you know.
I know goddamn well Trump didn't think that we was finna get back in the fields. So Trump gonna give him TV talking about he prematurely deported the illegals that was working in the farms. Thinking that us, and you see where it got us, huh? We the friend I like Bill for? No. Get somebody else to do it. Goddamn day. Got AC units. We already complaining before we clock in. So by the show of hands, which one of you niggas would go out there and sign up to go work out?
Now, did somebody say that our President Trump was on Fox today crying about he made a mistake sending all them immigrants away? Did he say he made a mistake deporting all them immigrants? Yeah. Did he say the farmers were going to be suffering and who was going to tend the fields out there? Did he actually think, who he thought was going to do it? The African-American people? Oh, we won't do that no more. We won't do that no more. I got people that own businesses. I got people that sell T-shirts, sell purses, sell everything. I got people that own stores. You know, we don't do that anymore. I even heard that he said what would happen to the, I think he was talking about the immigrants like working and they back, because it's back-breaking work. So he was like, what would they do if their back was broke? What would they do? They say they'd die because if their back ain't working, they ain't no good. You know, we don't do that anymore. We don't tend the fields and stuff. And I tell you something else you figured out. You figured out when you start raising the price on these vegetables and all that stuff, because we know how to, you know, raise crops and stuff. A lot of us started growing our own vegetables here. One of my coworkers bought me some squash and okra the other day. You know what I'm saying? So you can't stop us. But I tell you one thing, I want to know what black person, African American person finna get out in the field and pick cotton, pick peas, pull apples and all that stuff. You damn right. You better get them immigrants back if you know what's good for you. And go ahead and give them their rights to make them legal. If I was them immigrants, I wouldn't come back to your ass, give me my legalized paperwork. Right when I get on that bus or that ship or whatever you got for them, give me my paperwork ASAP. And you need to hurry up and get them back because I'm mad anyway. We need some work done at the house. And they damn good workers. They can do some good stuff around your house and they don't charge you that much. They do a damn good job. Stuff that people like, you know, my people, we don't do that no more. We just don't do that no more. You think them folks stand in line with Jordans on, stand in line to buy a pair of $300 shoes to put on to go work in a field? Do you really? Do you think them people go buy $3,000 purses, Louis Vuitton bags, Gucci and all that stuff to go work in the field? No, we don't do that no more. Bottom line is get them immigrants back that you deported. Make them legal, when they come back. And then get them more money for what they was doing before they left. Because you know damn well they deserve it. Because you have seen, you done effed around and found out that you done seen that your plan was going to fall to pieces. Because you thought African Americans was going to go back to what they was doing back in the day. This ain't back in the day. I don't need no 40 acres and a mule because my mama picked cotton so I didn't have to. You understand me? And I'm damn proud of it. I don't need no 40 acres and a mule because I'm set up now that I can do what I need to do and I don't have to pick cotton, peas, and all that stuff. So how dare you think that them immigrants was going to go back and we was going to take their spot? That's what you thought, but it backfired in your face. Don't let them people come back over here so I can get some work done in my house. Thank you.
Trump has called for undocumented immigrants to be able to return to the United States through legal channels. The leader, who was once known for his tough border policies, has recently publicly expressed support for establishing a new mechanism that would allow some immigrants who have left the country, particularly those with no serious criminal records and who possess the professional skills needed in the United States, to apply for legal reentry.
To their country with a pass back in legally, and we're doing things that are very difficult to do and very complex, but it works really well. We're sending them back, and then they're schooling, they're learning, they're coming in legally. We have a lot of that going on, but we're taking care of our farmers. We can't let our farmers not have anybody, these people, you can't replace them very easily. People that live in the inner city are not doing that work. They're just not doing that work. And they've tried, we've tried, everybody tried. They don't do it. These people do it naturally. I said, what happens if they get it to a farmer the other day? What happens if they get a bad back? He said, they don't get a bad back, sir, because if they get a bad back, they die. I said, that's interesting, isn't it? You know, these are very, you know, in many ways, they're very, very special people. Okay, go ahead.
No. And so Latinos who voted for Trump because you have papers and you're safe and you're okay and you're good, let's not forget that the only reason that you have those papers is because at some point, someone in your bloodline came to this country illegally and got them.
Did President Trump just admit that maybe he's gone too far when it comes to his aggressive ICE and immigration raids?
You know, they have very good workers. They've worked for him for 20 years. They're not citizens, but they've turned out to be, you know, great. And we're going to have to do something about that. We can't take farmers and take all their people and send them back because they don't have maybe what they're supposed to have, maybe not. And you know what's going to happen and what is happening? They get rid of some of the people because, you know, you go into a farm and you look and people they've been there for 20, 25 years and they've worked great and the owner of the farm loves them and everything else. And then you're supposed to throw them out. And you know what happens? They end up hiring the people, the criminals that have come in, the murderers from prisons and everything else. So we're going to have an order on that pretty soon, I think. We can't do that to our farmers and leisure too, hotels. We're going to have to use a lot of common sense on that.
Now that is an incredible pivot from President Trump on his hardline immigration stance. He initially said he would focus on deporting the illegal criminals in this country, but obviously that scope has expanded to getting out everyone who is here in this country illegally. Trump has said this hardline immigration stance is why he was elected. He says this is part of the mandate that voters gave him. But the change he talked about today is a brand new tone. And he didn't just say it at that live event at the White House. Earlier today, he also said it on his social media account. In that post, he talked again about the farmers in the hotel and leisure industry, which generally relies on immigrant labor. And it just so happens that a lot of those laborers are not in this country legally. Trump said in his post that his aggressive policy is taking very good long-time workers away from farmers and business owners in the hospitality and leisure industry. He ends his post by saying, changes are coming. Now, what do those changes look like? We don't know. Trump did mention something about maybe signing an executive order that's coming very soon, but he gave no other details. The other question is, what about the migrant laborers who are here in this country, who are here illegally and are working in other industries like the fashion industry or other hardworking migrants who have been in this country for years and don't have papers but are still paying taxes? What about all of them? Would they be included? We'll just have to wait and see if Trump is really going to change his immigration policy and pull back on who exactly ICE can round up and deport, or if perhaps he's just saying this right now to try and calm the tensions flaring up around the country.
Welcome to today's Qualified at the Intersection. So I want to talk about something, and move myself a little bit here. My mother, when she was alive, she said that Donald Trump wants to send us back into the field. And she said that based upon things she heard him say. You know, I remember watching when he ran the first time a rally in Minnesota, and he was talking about how everybody there looks so great because of the racehorse theory. He said this out loud. Now, the racehorse theory is a Nazi theory of white racial purity. And he talked like this all the time during the first administration. And my mother had this feeling that Donald Trump was going to find some kind of way to functionally re-enslave black people. So she would not be surprised to hear the Secretary of Agriculture today say that they want to violate the 13th Amendment. They believe that Medicaid recipients could replace immigrant labor, illegal immigrant labor, in the fields, in the meat processing plants, in gardeners, babysitters. And who do you think, which Medicaid recipients do you think would bear the brunt of that type of work? Now, black people only account for 20% of Medicaid recipients. White people account for 40% of Medicaid recipients. But there are some context clues that tell us who they are thinking about for those jobs in the fields. So anytime Donald Trump talks about certain types of work that immigrant labor currently does, he calls it black jobs. These are jobs you're taking from black people. The idea being that black people are the only people, not poor white people. You know, he never says poor white people or working white people who need jobs. It's only black people. He identifies with jobs that include picking fruits and vegetables, working in meat processing, working as gardeners. And there is nothing wrong with those jobs. They are honorable jobs. Black people have walked that road. We have been the gardeners, the unpaid slave labor, the carers of your children. We have done all those jobs. We're not above those jobs, but there is something about the way he only identifies those as black jobs. So using our context clues, when we put the Department of Agriculture secretary saying that Medicaid recipients can do those jobs, voila, my mother's prophecies come true. You have found a way to legally re-enslave black folks, to force them back into what he clearly believes is the only place we should be. Now, when Donald Trump talks about black jobs, he never says black people who need a job or poor people. He envisions a world where PhDs are picking fruit, where MBAs are picking fruit. That's how he sees us. And you can tell we are in the middle of an end run. So on this side, we're not qualified. DEI hires. Stephen Miller's legal group is trying to basically bring lawsuits to force black people out of professional spaces. Donald Trump is trying to use DEI to reinstate incompetence white men like Pete Hegseth and everybody in his administration into jobs of authority and move black people out. So if black people end up unemployed, the unemployment numbers. So when I started writing my book, Qualified, 2 years ago, the unemployment rate for black women was 4.7% or something like that. It is now 6.1%. It is an alarming rise in unemployment for black women, which is driving the overall black unemployment rate up substantially. So this is part of a full-scale project, and it's happening in real time. And I think because it's happening in a piece here, and a piece here, and a piece here, people are not as alarmed as my mother was, alarmed as we all should be. When the Secretary of Agriculture twists her mouth to say this, a woman, by the way, the bitter, bitter pill black people have to swallow is that this woman, this white woman, has this job only because we fought and died for her civil rights that became women's rights, that jumped over us in opportunities for affirmative action and jobs and everything else, that she stands there to say, you need to go back to the fields if you want medical care. So there is a plan. We have to now just simply acknowledge that the plan is to push us out of professional spaces, put us out of work in ways that there is no recourse. And for those who are saying, well, you can start your own business, well, with what capital, what money? Because they are defunding minority business, enterprise, loan funds, all other types of things, and trying to declare illegal any attempts we might have to pool our money together and provide funding for each other, as they did with the Fearless Fund. So we are being hemmed up and don't know it. It's like those velociraptors in Jurassic Park. We got one over here and we're not tracking the one over here. And so what this woman said today is not out of the realm of possibility. That's not just talk. That's not just talk. And the way this Supreme Court is shaping up to be a Plessy court, that would be the court that brought in Jim Crow, it's altogether possible that they would not find this type of forced labor in violation of the 13th Amendment. They might say, well, it's for wages and it's for health care, thus completing my mother's prophecy with their desire to find a way to legally re-enslave Black people for manual labor. And this would happen to you if you were unemployed with a PhD, with an MBA. They would decide through their contracting partners who make millions of dollars, by the way, placing people in bullshit jobs. They will decide what type of job you take. And if they decide that they need that labor in the fields or in the chicken factory or as gardeners or I guess as babysitters for white folks, then that's where you will be employed. That's what they mean to do. And they're not even trying to hide this. You know, this past 4th of July, I was at some folks' house. There was a bunch of, middle-aged Black folks and some white folks and people together. And I thought to myself, everybody here does not know how much danger they are in. That's what I remember thinking. No one here knows how much danger we are in, that this place, this loveliness of home, all these people with these jobs, they don't know how tenuous. We are on the head of a needle right now about our ability to live in this world as free people and not glorified slaves through in run around the 13th Amendment that, again, the Supreme Court would most likely, given their track record thus far, uphold. What would we do? What would we do? I think it is time that folks get ready and try to figure out what it means to fight back. We have to fight back furiously. And I do not think that our institutions, be they the NAACP or Urban League or any of our institutions, have taken this true level of threat seriously. We need better targeted litigation. We need to, while we still have dollars, we need to shut this shit down. We need to find a way to swarm our dollars, to shut things down, right? We have to exercise the power while we still have it, because they are quickly moving to separate us from our jobs, thereby separating us from our income. And, because of racism, Black people generally do not have historical wealth, which means they cannot withstand long-term periods of unemployment and then would be subject to the work requirements they create, whatever they might be, from the field to the factory for unemployment. And so we are in a tenuous position that the people are speaking out loud. And so, again, people will say, well, 40% of the people on Medicaid are white. They somehow, I just don't think they're going to be the first group. Something tells me that, 80 to 90% of the people they would send to the fields would be the 20% of Black people who are on that program. And again, they would intend to expand that to unemployment in other areas. Believe people when they tell you who they are the first time. And, this presidency, this vote, I cannot forgive people who quibbled over Kamala Harris. I have no patience for you. I have none. I have no sympathy. I have no quarter for people who said, oh, both parties are all the same. I have nothing for you, because, the old folks used to say a hard head makes a soft ass. And some people are about to land on their soft ass. And so this is not the most upbeat newsletter today, but when you have the Secretary of the Department of Agriculture saying Medicaid recipients can go work in the fields, then we're there. It's time for some straight talk.
So guys, I hope you have watched that video and you have seen how a majority of the MAGA voters, they are now coming out regretting for voting for deportation. And also the farmers, they are really crying. Majority of them, they are going bankrupt. And also majority of the farmers, they are losing their crops because the crops, it is rotten in the farms and there's no people who are coming to pick that crop. So this, it has led, and we are now seeing that Donald Trump, he has come out and start to beg black people to go and work in the white field, in the field. So the black people, they have been refusing to work in the white field because the black people, they want these people to learn their lesson, because for a very long time we have been seeing the Republicans, the MAGA people, the white farmers, they have been voting against their own interest. These people, they have been voting to punish black people. But right now, things have changed. Things have turned around. So right now, they are now regretting for voting for racism. They are now regretting for voting for deportation, because these people, they voted so that the immigrant people can be deported. And the same immigrant people, that the ones who are helping them in their farms. But these people, they thought that after deporting the immigrant people, the black people will come and help them the black people will come and work in their farms. But the black people, they have been refusing, to a point whereby right now we are seeing that Donald Trump is coming out and begging black people to come to go and work in the field. So this one, it is like these people, they have started to regret deporting people, because right now they are realizing that the people who are working so hard in America, it is the immigrant people and the black people. Yeah, the people who are helping America, it is the immigrant and the black people. So these people, they cannot work in their own. So these people, they have been depending so much to the immigrant people and the black people. So if the immigrant people, they are out of America, we are now seeing that they are coming to ask help from the black people. But this is to tell you that these people, they can't do without black people. So kindly guys, you can also share your thoughts on the comment section. Tell me, what do you think about seeing Donald Trump coming out and begging black people to go and work in their field? So kindly guys, you can share your thoughts on the comment section, as I'm going to read some of the message from the black people. Also, the black people, they have come out and send also a message to the white farmers and to the MAGA voters, because these people, they thought that black people will be going to be punished, but it has turned out that also they are being punished. It is like God of black is protecting black people, and also God is punishing these people for voting for racism for a very long time. So I want to read some of the comment here. This one is saying that since MAGA vote for Donald Trump, let them work those field. Yeah, so this one is saying that since the MAGA voters, they voted for Donald Trump, let them work in that field. There's no you cannot just go and vote against your own interest, wanting to punish others. And right now, because things didn't work as you want, right now you are coming out and begging help from the black people. The same black people you voted so that they can be punished, you are now coming and starting begging them to come and help you. So this one, let them feel the pain that the black people, they have been feeling for years. This one saying that if they came back legally, what makes him think they will work on the farms? Yeah, so these people, they're saying, yeah, if the immigrant people, they came legally, what makes him think they will work on the farms? Yeah, if you are going in a country through the right channels, you are going there legally, you can choose whether to work on the farms or not. But if you are going in America illegally, so that one, it will force you to go and hide in the farms, working in the farms while you are still processing your legal papers. But right now, things, it has really changed, and we are seeing this. Also, there's some people who, they are legally in America, they have refused to go and work in the farms. So this one is saying that if I was these people, I will come back. Those are MAGA jobs now. Yeah, so this right now, the MAGA people, they have been they saw this, they were saying that the immigrant people, that the ones who are taking their jobs. So after voting for deportation, now immigrant people, they are not showing up in the farms. The illegal, some of them, they have been deported. So these people, they need to do that job, because they were saying that these people, that the ones who have been taking their job, so they need to go and work in the field. So this one is saying that what happened to the Afrikaners brought in from South Africa. Yeah, so this one is asking, what about those white people who they were brought in from South Africa? We all know the white people, they were moving out of South Africa because of land issues. Now Donald Trump, he decided to bring them back home. So what about them? This one is saying those people who they were brought from Africana, they need to go and work in the farms. So this one is saying that and now you understand why this guy have failed bankruptcy 6 times and have multiple businesses failure. He don't know what the hell he is doing. So this one is saying that don't they know yet that black already know how to do without. Yeah, so this one is saying that these people, they need to know that black people, they know how to do without them. Yeah, so black people can survive without them, but these people, they cannot survive without us black people. So this one say this first woman is beyond lost. So this one is saying that Stephen Miller must be pissed. People in America, you are living history right now. So I've been telling you that America, it is not what it is right now. We have been seeing so many things it is going around in America. Majority of American also, they have started to leave their country. Majority of them, they are going to live abroad. And also we have been seeing the tourists, they are not showing in the tourist area. So if it is not safe for immigrant people, do you think that the tourists also will come in America? No, the tourists, they will not come in America. Seeing how people, they are being deported, seeing how the Americans, they are treating other people from different country, majority of the tourists will not go to America. And I've been telling you that America, it is falling, and America, it will not easily recover from the hands of this administration. Racism is very expensive, isn't it? Why own a farm you yourself don't wanna work on? Yeah, why you guys you own the farm and you can't just go and work in their farm? This is to tell you that these people, they are lazy. These people, they have been depending so much on the immigrant people, and these people, they have been doing this since the days of the slavery. These people, they are going and own some huge a piece of land, and they cannot work on it. These people, they are depending other people to come and work in the farm. So these people, they need right now to go and work in the farms. They need to bring their families, they need to bring the MAGA voters to go and work in the farms. So if I was an immigrant that was deported, I'd really think about coming back. Trump has also started things like farmers owning of being responsible for their workers. Sound like slavery for or again. So right now it is like these people, they want to do like slavery, modern day slavery, because these people, they want right now to force black people to go and work in the farms. We saw the secretary, the agriculture secretary, she came out and said that for you to have a Medicare, you need to also participate in working in the farm. So it is like these people, they are targeting, they are forcing people to go and work in the farms. So this one is saying that I'm surprised they haven't made the prisoners work in the field, especially Texas and Arizona. So this one is saying that they are amazed that they have not made the prisoners to go and work in the field. I went outside in my backyard and picked 6 mangoes and had to run back inside under the air condition. I thought I was going to pass out. All I can say, I give plenty of respect for the people are picking our fruits and vegetables. Yeah, so this one is to tell you that those people who have been picking, who have been working in the farms, they have been really working so hard. So where are the South Africans farmers that were given a free plane flight and citizenship? Why are they working on the farms? So what happened to white folks screaming, they are taking our jobs? Well, get to work. So these are saying if they had any sense, they wouldn't come back. When Trump said they are taking black jobs, what the hell do you think he mean? He was saying slavery type jobs was all we were capable of doing. That's black jobs. Black people, it's time to stand together and fight with our souls. The 92%, the sane ones, we are one love. So this one is calling a unity among us black people. So this one saying that make it make sense. When did he get the idea that inner city people would travel to red state to work on their farms? I thought Magic said that immigrants were taking their jobs, so why are they not in the field? Yeah, so these people, they are expecting black people to go in the red state to start work. No, black people will not do that. He's trying to shut down small and medium-sized farmers so that corporate farms that are almost completely mechanized can grab more of the market share. So these are the thoughts of the people. And also, guys, remember, you can share your thoughts on the comment section. Tell me, what do you feel about right now seeing white farmers crying, begging black people to go and work in the field? So kindly, guys, you can share your thoughts on the comment section. Kindly remember to give a video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. See you on my next time. Bye bye.